instill in you, and I hope that you get from this experience, is that what you put out in the world should be what you get back. And so I'm really excited to see what this is going to do and what you guys get to see come of this. And what a great experience for you guys to see the impacts that it will have on people, and how that should be a ripple effect, that you guys are just starting something and this is going to continue to grow and continue to be a thing as long as you'll let that be that thing. So I'm super excited to have former Governor Governor Bannon's wife, Judy. She is actually on one of the Hall of Fame plaques. He was a governor when I was growing up, so it's really exciting to be able to see her, and so I'm very grateful that you're here. Yeah, so.
Just a few comments about what you've been doing this year, which Judy and I and all of us at Kiwanis have been so impressed with, and we're going to show Judy and my wife what a fantastic thing has happened here with Key Club. And yes, I remember being in Key Club, kind of, and this in this very place. But I had some comments that I thought I would make very briefly about leadership and what I believe in now after all these years, having left Shortridge. Not good. Thanks, Rob. No, you're right. So my little 5 minutes is leadership for Shortridge High School Key Club. You each do have real opportunity to make this school, this community, and this country better as a leader. My life suggestions are to strive for a better overall educational system that promotes scholarship with curiosity and deep understanding of history and its lessons. Can you hear me all right?
Yes.
A country that welcomes all races, gender, faiths, airplanes, and immigrants. A better environment, reducing waste, fossil fuels, and mercury, reducing CO2 by recycling it, planting trees and valuing species on Earth with all our economic decisions at the same time. A better realization that you must be disciplined to work together as you do to solve problems and issues. A realization of the importance of your teachers, your school, and your parents. A realization of how to use science, law, and your own ideas with respect to others, and thereby promote lasting values. Never forget, we do all make mistakes. A realization you each can and will make a difference. A realization that you can change the world with acts of love and kindness and with wise use of technology. A realization that hatred is death to spirit and the mind. I want to say that one more time. A realization that hatred is death to the spirit and the mind. In summary, be a problem solver here at Shortridge, and in your future be a critical thinker, a voter for democracy with morality, learn from history's lessons. Education is your key to success. Visualize your future as a good citizen. Have good luck and your own fate. Make it your own fate. Help the less fortunate. Realize that utopia is not likely, but sound progress is. Have a lasting legacy and good name forever. And remember what Caleb Hall said in your auditorium. A disciplined mind and cultured heart are elements of power. Before I stop, because my wife will stop me, I want to repeat something that I learned from someone else. I learned this from Eva Kaur, a Holocaust survivor who affected me and has affected thousands of other people. She said the following: never give up on yourself or your dreams. Treat everyone with respect and kindness. Prejudice is the seed for war and always destroys the society that allows it. Respect is the seed for peace. Forgive your worst enemy. That's hard to do sometimes. It will heal your soul and set you free. Be the best you can be. Each of us has an important part to play in repairing the world. Be the change you wish to see. And give your parents an extra hug and a kiss for the children who had lost their parents in the Holocaust or anywhere else. That's all I have to say. At this point, I want to introduce my friend Judy O'Bannon.
we can avoid, did you get popping on the microphone?
Could you hear all right?
Yeah, it was
Could you
okay.
guys hear us say?
Was it okay?
Was it all right?
Okay, well then, I'll just hold it. I thought I heard my
I did hear it a little.
You know, it's when you're an old lady like I am, I'm 89 years old, and I can't hear a thing without my hearing aids. And my hearing aids keep saying to me, telephone. Now, I said, why didn't Shortridge teach me technology so I could cope with telephone going in my ear? And I was reminded, they taught me all they knew at the time. This place really shaped me up. I came as a very uncertain student that could barely get out of Latin 1. I had to have my mom sign a card that said I would not try to take Latin 2. And they would pay. But
Move up your microphone closer to you.
well, does it pop now? Is it,
you're good.
okay. So, we all do the best we can at the time, knowing it's going to change, don't we? But when I look at you, I'm very encouraged that you're the leadership that's going to take over when the likes of this old lady are gone. And you find leadership in very unexpected places. So I wanted to tell you about a woman I found that in a very unexpected place. We were in South Africa, and someone said, we want you to go meet a lady in the unofficial settlements. Now, the unofficial settlements are homeless people, people in poverty for sure, and they are squatters on land owned by the government. And they're shanty towns. They have thousands of people, and 13% of the South Africans are living in that kind of housing now. They are dumps. And they wanted me to go meet a leader there. So I pulled up, and I was embarrassed that I came in a great big white German-made van. It looked like snaz, the seats were high, and oh, it was very comfortable. They let me out, and the rest of the tour went on. And they really missed something very wonderful at the unofficial settlement house. They took me to down a muddy path, and they're standing at a sort of a wall made out of cinder block. Was a little lady. She wasn't young. She wasn't snazzed up. Just a little old humble lady. And they said to me, she's the man. You know what the man is? The one that calls the shots. And she, in South Africa, with thousands of people living in shanty towns, was the man. And her name was Marita Cookman. I said, Marita, how did you get all these thousands of people to elect you to be the leader? What did you tell them you would do? She said, oh, I never tell anybody what I'm going to do. I ask them, what do they need? Hear the difference? What do you need? She asked me if I wanted to go in and see her home. And we walked through some little steppy little paths, through muddy guck, and a lot of sort of half-broken junk. It was made out of, we would call it concrete block, but it was really lesser than that, sort of a cinder block. Inside the house, there was one of those, against the wall, these long tables like they use in church basement dinners, you know? And it was just stacked with clothes, just thrown up there. Like people said, oh, my kid can't wear this anymore. Take it to Marita's. She'll do something with it. And I can imagine people came in and they rummaged through it and said, oh gosh, I gotta find a pair of pants that fits my kid. He has to go somewhere and he ripped his only pair of pants. What's in the pile? Right through the middle of the floor of this room, the whole time we carried on a conversation, dogs and people were going through, doing their business, saying, hi, Auntie Marita, as they went through. Well, she directed me pronto, over to the wall where there were some bookshelves. And on it, she pulled down several pieces of paper. They were like certificates and they said that Marita had completed some training in leadership. Now, you know, I don't know if she went to the city and had bona fide teachers, or whether she just stayed home and someone said, yeah, you're the boss, you can, yeah, I'll sign this for you. But for Marita, they were everything. They gave her confidence that she knew what she was doing and she could do it. Now the next thing she showed me, you know how big a cigar box is? Cigar box? Well, she took it off the shelf, and when she did, it rattled, meaning it wasn't full of anything. She said she was in charge of medical emergencies in the whole settlement of thousands of people. And the box rattled because it wasn't full. The next thing she said is that she was building new houses. Had I seen them when I came in? I said, yeah, I saw brand new houses down there. They didn't look too bad. But Marita, if those are big new houses, why are you still living in this old house? A tin roof held down by rocks and walls just made out of old cinder blocks. She said, I will move in to the last home that is built. I'll move in the last house that's built. Wow, that's a leader. She told me about their biggest problem when I asked was gangs. Why, just last week, she said, 2 gangs got into a hassle and they ran down the main street here. And then they got at the end of it and they had guns and they were aiming them at each other. I said, what'd you do? She said, I walked right smack in the middle of them and said, you'll have to shoot me first. Courage. She had a lot of courage, didn't she? I said, Marita, you're one smart lady. One of the smartest and most capable I've ever run into. Why do you stay here? She said, I stay here because God planted me here. She felt a purpose. She felt needing. She felt that she was serving. Well, I knew I'd met a leader, for sure. But as I left, there was this little old shriveled up guy standing by the door, and they said, would you like to meet Marita's husband? Well, it was a smarty thing that I said, which was probably wrong. I said, oh my gosh, it must be something to be Marita's husband. He said, it certainly is. Every night she comes home and I listen. She needs someone she can talk to, and I listen. He was a leader too, don't you think? Each one of us has gifts, things we can do well. I couldn't do Latin, but I could always stand up and jabber. Some people can write, other people can dig holes. We all have a gift, everyone, and everyone has a need. Something they need. Even the person you think looks the sharpest at school always has the right answer and dates the finest people. Those folks have a need too. And when we put our gifts and our needs together, when we come together and we say, let's share our gifts and our needs, the community is healed. It is healed. We feed each other. We really feed each other. And the community is healed. I've heard my deceased husband, who was the governor, say so many times, you can accomplish amazing things when you don't care who gets the credit. when you don't get concerned if you don't get the credit. If you bring people's gifts and needs together, he said, when we go together, there's just no limit to where we can't go. When I see what you're doing in your communities, you tell me in the future it's going to be brighter than even today. Thank you so much for what you're doing. I'm so glad to be here.
That's what I agree with.
Well, we don't know everything, but we hope we've helped a little bit. And you have to make your own choices in life. So thank you for the opportunity to speak to you, and Judy and I are very honored to be here. Thank you.
Thank you for coming out. Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing that story with us. So we are going to go check out our big project for the semester, our community closet. I'm going to have our President Sweet and our Vice President Alfredo kind of lead the way. If you
4, 3, 2, 1.
Thank you. Thank you. So why don't you guys, if you would like to just kind of run through and then take a look, you can all kind of go through and check it out. I would like to get a picture of you guys in there.